Hello, hi, good afternoon, it's Jim, it's Wednesday, it's video time, and this time I'm doing something that I want to do, and I want to share with you. This is Iron Maiden, this is old Iron Maiden, this is Iron Maiden from Killers, the album Killers, second Iron Maiden album. This is a band that I love with all my heart, and this is an album that I think I love above all others. And on that album, there is one song that rises above them all for me, and it is Prodigal Son. This is absolutely my favourite Iron Maiden song of all time. And I'll tell you for why. It has all the integral, most important parts of Iron Maiden, apart from Bruce Dickinson, that make Iron Maiden Iron Maiden. So it's got the production of Martin Birch, it's got the twin guitars of Dave Murray and Adrian Smith, you've got the brilliant dynamic drumming from Clive Burr, which I much prefer to Nico McBrain, and you got Steve Harris on the bass and on the writing duties, and of course you have Paul Di'Anno on vocals. So Paul Di'Anno was on the first two Iron Maiden albums, the album Iron Maiden and the album Killers, and he was subsequently sacked from the band and famously replaced by Bruce Dickinson for Number of the Beast, which is the album that followed this. I really, really, really like Paul Di'Anno's vocals. They're not obviously technically the best. He's not operatic. He's rough. He's rough around the edges, and it really, really suits Iron Maiden at this stage of their career. And it's this song itself is just so. I think it is quite possibly the finest, one of the, if not the finest, one of the finest songs that Iron Maiden have ever written. It may be a toss-up between this and Hallowed Be Thy Name, perhaps, or Power Slave, Rhyme of Saint Ancient Marrow. So some of the newest stuff. It's still sort of early 1980s, isn't it? But Iron Maiden were really, really good from about 1980 to 1986, 87, something like that. There was a golden period where they had these incredible albums, and they kind of lost their way a little bit after that, and I think I've alluded to that once or twice before in previous videos. But there is a toss-up between which is the best Iron Maiden album, Killers or Number of the Beast, and so Number of the Beast, you could say, edges it, so you've got Bruce Dickinson in there. But on reflection, I think, although the first Iron Maiden song I knew I'd ever heard was Number of the Beast, the first album I owned and listened to and wore out was Killers. And for that reason, it'll always be my number one favourite Iron Maiden album. And Iron Maiden are my all-time number one favourite ever band, so that makes this my all-time favourite ever album by anybody, ever. So, I hope you enjoy this. This is a song called Prodigal Son, which it's kind of not like what the other stuff they do. It is just brilliant, and I hope you enjoy this. So, I'll see you guys on the other side. This is Prodigal Son, Iron Maiden. 3, 2, 1, go. Coming up is probably best guitar solo ever. That resolves back into the song again is just fantastic. Love it. Listen to that bass. I love that little flourish with the 3 different cymbals at the end. That is just, for me, about perfection. That is such a strong song. And everything about it is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. It is beautiful. There is so much melody in there. The time is changing and interesting. It never feels as if it's outstaying its welcome. It's evolving and growing. It's bringing back little motifs that it had at the beginning and repeating them. How it resolves back from the guitar solo into the main song again. Every time I hear that, I think that is such a clever piece of writing. How that changes back down again into the song is brilliant. Absolutely love it. I'm sure a lot of you know this song and have heard it a million times before, like I have. But there may be some of you who have never heard it. You may have heard a bit of Iron Maiden along the way, probably the well-known ones, the ones that were singles that got radio play and stuff. There's a lot of Iron Maiden that is absolute gold that you won't necessarily know. There's B-sides, it's album tracks, it's old rarities, it's EPs from before they released albums. So there's some really old stuff from the sort of 78, 79. The recording quality is not quite as good. This is when Martin Birch came in, this is the first album he recorded with them. He was their producer. He changed the quality of the recording by a country mile. This is head and shoulders above anything else that they'd done before that. Yeah, I hope you've liked it. I've loved this song, and I think I might do this from time to time, just to revisit songs that I love from donkeys years ago, and I still listen to. This is still on rotation. I listen to this often, there's another song on this album as well, Drifter, which is another one that people don't listen to. That is actually probably my second or third favourite Iron Maiden song, and no one's heard of it, or no one listens to it. It's not up there. None of the songs on this album are played live, apart from I think Murders in the Rue Morgue. No, not Murders in the Rue Morgue. Rothschild. They play regularly, but nothing else on this album. There's probably 10 songs on there. None of them, they don't get played live. They don't do them. It's almost as if they sort of don't like this album. But I love it, and I think there's a lot of other fans do as well. Anyway, I'm rattling on, as I always do. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys on the next video, and it'll be something that you recommend next. So until then, this is Jim, over and out. Up the irons.